What's going on, guys? If you haven't seen the first video I put out today, it was the Did Dwayne Wade Get Played by the Miami Heat video. It's around 6 to 7 minutes. It should be up already. I will put that link for you in the description below. Well, I'll put the link for the playlist in the description below. But we're going to be talking about the Miami Dolphins and how training camp has gone so far for the Miami Dolphins and certain changes that have happened. For you guys, I have some pictures that the Miami Dolphins put up on Twitter that are some very, very high quality pictures. Of course, they have their high quality photographers, so you guys can see them and see some shots from practice. So right now, what we're going to get into is my opinion on Coach Adam Gase. Now, I think that Coach Adam Gase has done a very good job instilling how he wants his work ethic to be for the Miami Dolphins, especially on Ryan Tannehill. But it's very nice to see for me how the players love playing for him and how hard that the players are working. At least you see from the perspective from guys like Adam Beasley, Omar Kelly, although Omar Kelly likes to judge a lot, but the guys who you know, if you're a Miami Dolphins fan, who do the Dolphins beat writing. And there have been a lot of mistakes that have happened through Dolphins camp. A lot of players not performing as well. The cornerbacks not playing as well. We haven't heard a lot from Byron Maxwell. I assume he's been playing well, though. The wide receivers sometimes not performing well. Tannehill missing some passes. Quarterbacks not playing well. Offensive line getting destroyed by our defensive line. But the fact that they're coming in and they're working hard every day, unlike what was instilled by the Joe Philbin era of football, I'm very proud of what Adam Gase has done. I say proud as like I'm the owner of the Miami Dolphins. But it's really shown me what he can do and how he can command a team, especially if you've seen how people are talking. They talk so highly about him. You know, now you can say that a lot of people did during Joe Philbin's era as well, but not as highly as they have with Adam Gase. I mean, players, greats are coming out and talking to our groups. Wes Welker was out to talk to the wide receivers. You had Peyton the other day to come help with the quarterbacks. He had a lengthy conversation with Tannehill. And you can tell how his mentality is getting instilled upon the players because it's hard. Players were fighting. Tunsil and Chris McCain fought a couple days ago during practice. Guaranteed it was it was a short fight, but still, it's the way that we're playing or the way that they're showing it has been looking very good to me. To go to the point of the Tannehill thing is that with Tannehill so far, it looks like he's instilled something in Tannehill's mind of sort of to try to get a leadership role because already today he was during training camp, he was yelling apparently at Leonte Carroo because Carroo was running around wrong, that he kept running wrong, and he wasn't like Tannehill wasn't liking it. You wouldn't have seen that from Tannehill a year ago during Joe Philbin. Joe Philbin was turning Tannehill into a little pussy, to be honest with you. I use that word. I don't like to use that word or to really curse a lot in my videos. I know I do in some of them, but he really was making him seem like a pussy. And that's really what I have for that. But we're going to go position by position really quick. I know I'm going to do a Dolphins roster breakdown, but I'm just going to put my opinion on some of the things that have been happening really quick because my roster breakdown will be a much longer video. So the running backs, I've heard that it's been good in terms of what's been happening with Arian Foster. Ajayi's been injured a lot. So like I said, or not like I said, I keep saying like I said, I say that a lot, but they've been performing well in terms of Arian Foster, but we haven't seen a lot of Jay Ajayi. Kenyon Drake got injured the other day 3 minutes before practice was supposed to end. Daniel Thomas has apparently been a little bit better. He's always been a guy who's on and off of Miami Dolphins rosters. And Isaiah Peed, I don't think I've seen Isaiah Peed practice once. So that's a little interesting there. Fullbacks, those don't really exist in the NFL anymore. Wide receivers, the wide receiver core has been good in terms of Jarvis Landry, but they obviously need, and I've seen Matt Hazel make a couple plays as well out of pictures, videos, just stuff in general. It's looked like Matt Hazel's been playing a little better as well. But obviously we need Devontae Parker to step up. Like I said, I'm just going to go through it really quick. I'm not going to go through a full breakdown yet. That'll be for a different video. Tight ends, haven't heard a lot of. Offensive line, apparently they've been playing really poorly. And there's been a lot of mix and matching, which I like because he's playing guys who should be playing with the ones and the fours to playing with, guys who should be playing with the fours, playing with the ones, the ones playing with the threes. So Adam Gase has been mixing it up a lot. But I heard that the offensive line has been playing poorly. Obviously, besides Brandon Albert, or besides our tackles, Jawan James, Albert. What I think the starting offensive lineup will be though is left tackle or right tackle is going to be Jawan James. Right guard is going to be Bushrod. Then we're going to have the center, obviously, Mike Pouncey. Left guard is going to be Tunsil. And then left tackle is going to be Brandon Albert. Defensive line. Now, I've heard that our defensive line has been absolutely amazing. That they've been just killing it. And that teams are really watching the Miami Dolphins because even, like, the six-string guys who could get cut are going to be beasts on any other team, which I think is amazing because coming into the offseason, after losing Olivier Vernon and Derek Shelby, who I liked a lot. I didn't really like Olivier Vernon too much, but I loved Derek Shelby. After losing them, everyone thought the Dolphins' defensive line was kaput. It was done. Cam Wake's injury was coming. And they've just apparently been on fire during training camp, and that teams are really, really looking to see in terms of trade value. If they get cut, they could just swoop up quickly off the waiver wire. So that's really interesting to see for me. Linebackers, I've heard that most of the linebackers have been playing good. I've heard great things from in terms of Kiko Alonso, and I've heard good things in terms of Jelani Jenkins. We did sign Daniel Insana the other day. He came from Tampa Bay. I think he had 147 tackles last year. So he's obviously a vet guy who will play more special teams and tackle role, but obviously they wanted to sign him because they know that Koa Misi could go down at any time. They know Jelani Jenkins could go down at any time. They do have Neville Hewitt, who I haven't seen a lot of about lately, but I personally really like Neville Hewitt. I liked what he provided last year, and I still think he could be a very good asset to the Dolphins. Then going to our DBs, I'm going to kind of take them all. We'll start with corners in terms of the DBs. I've heard that they haven't been very good at all, which is kind of disappointing to me just because the Dolphins have usually had okay DBs. They haven't had great DBs except for when we had Surtain. But still, I mean, when we had Surtain and Sam Madison, it was still good. And we had great DBs. And then it kind of trailed off and we've had okay DBs, but we never had bad DBs. So it's been a really interesting thing to see in terms of our corners. I do think that Bobby McCain's going to be put in the slot, and I think it'll be Byron, Xavier Howard, Bobby McCain, and then Chimdi Chekwa, I think that's how you say his name. Apparently he's been playing very well during training camp, which I think he was on our training camp roster last year, and I think he got cut. I'm not too sure. I could be wrong on that one, but I've heard his name before. Maybe he was on our maybe he was in, I can't remember right now. But anyways, going to safeties, I haven't heard a lot about our free safeties besides Michael Thomas. He's been up all the time. That he's been also switching to slot corner, which could be an interesting thing to see because I do really like I was about to say Walt Aikens. I really like Michael Thomas, but the one player I haven't heard a lot about is Issa Abdul-Qudus. I've raved a lot about him. If you saw my Miami Dolphins season stats and predictions, I raved about Issa Abdul-Qudus, and I still will. I think the Dolphins got him on a steal of a contract. So we'll really have to see what happens there. But I think Issa Abdul-Qudus is I have a very high ceiling for Issa Abdul-Qudus. And then Rashad Jones is Rashad Jones. I mean, what more are you going to say from there? A lot of people, I saw a tweet yesterday, and not yesterday, but a couple of days ago, as well as one of the volunteers at the camp that I work at, and I'm going to mention him here. He told me the other day, we were talking, he goes, Matt Darr is the greatest player on the Dolphins. Like, he's the best player on the Dolphins team right now. I thought I should mention that. I thought that was pretty funny. But I haven't heard a lot out of our kickers and our punters. Like I said, this is just going to be a shorter video. I mean, it is on towards 10 minutes, but I just want to go through it, show you guys some pictures from training camp if you haven't seen any, and just kind of break down everything for you guys in terms of what I think they've been doing during training camp. I'm going to go through a full roster breakdown in the next couple of days where I'll go in depth, at least like a minute or two, maybe even 3 to each position. So that should be a very long video. But until then, guys, I hope you did enjoy the video. My voice isn't really on the up and ups right now after I just did like 3 tries doing this video and the Miami Heat video. So I was very loud and energetic. I still am, but it's, voice is really not really there. But I hope you guys did enjoy it. I will talk to you guys next time. Like I said, if you haven't seen the Miami Heat video, link will be down in the description to the playlist where you can find it. It will either be an NBA talk or it will be in Miami Heat talk. Guys, like I said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you are not subscribed, subscribe. We are 6 subscribers away from 100 for our milestone video and just a milestone in general. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.